Hey guys, welcome back to another Agroforestry Academy video. Today we're going to be talking about, the order of planting things, what should come first, what you plant, the succession of actually planting it on the soil when you have such a large consortium of species, all right? But just before I go into it, if you haven't liked the video yet, well, you're gonna like it after, I hope. But if you haven't subscribed, when you do, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe even stop the video, subscribe. That's really important, so you keep up to date with the system, and then you keep on following us and share it with your friends and that. All right, I really appreciate if you do that for us. In the meantime, let's get straight to it. Basically, today the coffees have come in. We've got 2,000 coffee plants in this system, in this 2-acre system. It's like an agroforestry poly farming where we have the chicken and the cows and the triple rows of trees dividing the pastures and things like that. So the coffee is really going to be the understory, main crop here. We've got lots of like cassavas and other things going on in the main story, but that's quick harvest and things like that. So the coffee is going to be the long-term successor of the understory. But the point is, the inspiration for this video today is, I've been waiting for these coffees for so long. Everything's been ready, the holes have been ready, the beds have been ready for over a month now. We've planted many other species, all the timber woods, all the acai, all the bananas. You see, we went ahead and we had, this is a cedar wood with the bananas and so on. We've got so much stuff already in the ground with the acai trees and more bananas and things like that. But there's our baby coffee. We're going ahead and we got the task of planting 2,000 baby coffees today. Really big mission of ours. The point behind it is that I can't go ahead and fill in all the little things that I'd like to fill in until I've got all the trees planted. Trees, right, that needs the beds, because once we've made a bed, we've really made a big mess here. And we're going to manure it, and we're going to really bring in back the soil that we've removed. And that process of manuring, it really makes a big mess around the bed. So it's really difficult for me to go ahead and plant little fancy seeds all around it and all the little things that we have around it. And we want to get the elephant grasses on the edge, we want to get the corns on the borders, we want to get the cassavas planted here. We even got the eucalyptus coming in here as well, and then we've got papaya seeds and all timberwood seeds and little fancy stuff. So the point is, we need to work with the rougher stuff, things that really make more of a mess in the bed first. So really, we've had to make the beds, and then we've gone ahead and planted the trees that need a bed. Because see, the eucalyptus, they come in these little, I'll show it to you. I'll walk around and I'll see if I can grab one over there. The eucalyptus, we just make a little hole and pop it in. We don't make a special nest for it, a special bed where it needs no extra special manure. We go ahead and just manure the whole bed as a whole, and we give extra manure to the beds, the tree beds. So the point is, the coffee was delayed, right? The coffee was delayed. They had a delayed harvest. The rain was late last year, so it means the flowering was late, it means the harvesting was late, it means the seedlings came in late. It's now December. Our rain has started about at least 50 days ago, almost 2 months ago, so we have to make most of the rain. I had to get these bananas down, I had to start planting the trees, otherwise it was 5,000 seedlings. We've got two, sometimes 3 guys here working with us. I can't get all the 5,000 seedlings all in one go. I have to make good use of the rain. So we had to, get moving. And then we've been for about 10 days now waiting for these coffees, just kind of like on a desperate tip. Because until I've planted the coffee, I can't go ahead and plant the pork beans. Like I said, the corn, the eucalyptus, all the little fancy stuff. It's just too much of a mess. So what we did do, we got our wood chippings, and we kept the trees that we have planted. We give it a nice bit of cover locally already. These coffees that were planted there already, we're giving it a nice little local cover, because until we can go ahead and fill everything in, we need to look after what's already been planted. Okay, there's no irrigation, and even though it's raining, it's very harsh. A lot of hard raindrop compacting the soil, and moments of sun drying it as well, so there's no chance of really building any life underneath here without this soil cover. You know, so many important processes to cover the soil. We know all about those already. So we've really looked after our seedlings until we've gone ahead. We're planting the 2,000 coffee plants today. This is an example of a next door system which we didn't have coffee in it. All right. So here we were able to go ahead, cover the whole bed. Okay. We went ahead. We planted our timberwood. We planted our pork beans already. Look, all the way down. The pork beans, pork beans, pork beans. All right. And we planted the corn as well. Look, on the edges, corn, 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 corn. And we've planted. This is not the eucalyptus. This is the cassia manja, but we planted it in the same kind of system where the seedling comes in the same way. Just make a little hole and pop it in. All right. So they're not demanding trees. So here we've done the cassia manjas. Over there we're going to do the eucalyptus on a similar system. So we're going to have them everywhere in the center. But this is a system, look. And here we've got the gandu beans. All right. So can you imagine all these little seeds? If I had planted the gandu and the pork beans, and now I've had to make a big mess, you know, to really manure and get the coffee in. So that was a real big challenge for us. Getting the right order in of the things, and you know, there's so much we wanted to. We had time to go ahead and plant it, but we couldn't because the coffee wasn't in place. It's just one of those things. It was just one of those things. The government as well, they delayed the coffee because the ministry of whatever, they want to, you know, get a sample of the coffee, make sure that there's no diseases going around and things like that before they release the coffee batch. You know, this is people that, we're small, 2,000 coffee plants is small. These guys are selling like hundreds and thousands for each customer and that. So yeah, keep in touch with us. We're going to show you now the order. We're going to show you the order. We won't wait till next week. We'll be bringing you as we go ahead now. As soon as we finish planting these coffees today, we're going to go ahead. The next step is going to be the corn, because the corn we're going to plant by this machine, this hand planted machine. So we just, you know, it's like a little bicycle with the front wheel, and just push it and we plant the corn. So that's going to make a mess. So what's the order of things? The most amount of mess that we make are the tree seedlings, and then we're going to come in with this little bike kind of corn machine, makes a big mess as well. And we're going to manure locally where the corn's planted, and then we're going to come in and plant the eucalyptus, where we make a big, the least amount, you know, less mess than the previous one. And then we're going to come in with all the little seeds, just little localized seeds, because we're not going to be able to cover all of these. We're not going to be able to cover all of these beds with shredded wood. We're doing it locally. We're giving it local covering for each tree, each seedling, tree seedling. And then we're going to plant service plants. We're going to plant a lot of pork beans and gandu beans, and even the corn is going to be used for soil cover. So we're going to plant all the service plants to cover these. So I mean, the problem is I've had to come in and hoe all of this because it's just taken too long. The ideal is I would have planted everything, I would have got all my pork beans down, I would have got everything down, and then, you know, it would have covered the soil like organically with all the service plants or the nitrogen fixing plants. But because it took so long for me to go ahead and plant, I've had to come in, sow in everything with a hoe, that was it. And really take out the brachiata and the little bits of weed that are popping through. Okay, so we've done that. This is just a little minor little leftovers that's already growing back again. But that was extra work, you see, so I had to make a choice. I knew I was going to come back and give me more work to take away that green again, so that I can plant, and you know, so that our nitrogen fixing and soil covering plants that we wish to have here won't be swallowed by the brachiata on a resprout, because, you know, it's manured. And the brachiata, you know, we've come in with the tractors, it's heard it, but it's not died. It's just basically been manured. It's as if it was just planted, just fresh. So we've had to come back with a hoe and really hoe it all down. So now it's all bare soil, but really it's temporarily. It's all this bare soil, but really it's just very temporarily. But now, you know, we've got a nice clean bed here. We're finishing off the coffees, and we're going to come in with all the little fancy seeds. All right. So that's just a little bit about the order of things that we're looking to plant. And it's important that the things that make more of a mess, comes first. And you know, even if you have to wait, I had to wait. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have planted the pork beans. I couldn't have planted the corn, even the cassavas and the eucalyptus, because it's gonna make a big mess as I close off these holes, and then I really like even up the, you know, make it pan out. I'm gonna come with a hoe and really pan out the beds again. We always like the beds to be, you know, concave shaped, so that all the energy falls to the center of the bed. We've spoken about this in many other videos. The energy has got to fall to the center of the bed. It's really going to be like a concave shape. Let me get that concave there. There you go. We want our beds drawn like that, not like that how conventional beds are. Like this, you know, all the energy falls off the top. It's like, you know, the hill, you know, you can imagine the bottom of the hill where all the energy accumulates and all that organic material falls. That's where all the rich black soil is. At the top of the hills, everything's fallen off it. So it's the same with our vegetable bed. We want everything falling onto the center as if that was the bottom of the hill, not have our vegetable beds as if it's a hill and all the energy and organic matter falling off it. We want it all falling into the center. So we've got to, you know, draw our concave bed like that. Make sure that, you know, we're not losing our organic material to the corridors and things like that. Okay, so we've got plenty of that, all that shredded eucalyptus there, production. You know, that's why we always plant in the eucalyptus, to make all this organic matter to cover the soil. And you know, once again, we're planting water with our eucalyptus. So from the Agroforestry Academy crew, thanks for sticking around, and till next time.